Rise and shine. My toothbrush just died. I don't know why I put my tops on like this. Hey, wakey wakey. You coming?
What's the weather like?
Sunny? There's no backing out now. I've got the whole family coming to Sunrise this morning. First habit of Jan is a glass of cold water when I first wake up. Good morning. What a morning. Walk done, sunrise swim, sunrise coffee, all by 6 a.m. We have definitely won the morning, haven't we?
It's good.
This is my first vlog of 2025. I did upload one a couple days ago, but it was in 2024, so welcome. Excited to be here, excited to have you here. And I'm excited to bring you guys along for my day. Obviously, had a very wholesome morning and I've got gym as well shortly. So I'm just gonna get myself ready for that and then we can talk about it. When I got back from holidays on Friday, ever since then, I've been in the biggest like spring cleaning mood. Obviously, it's the new year and I just want everything gone out of my house, start again. So I did the biggest like clothes, shoes. This whole area was disgusting. I don't know if I ever showed it on video, but I had like suitcases and bags and like I don't even know what was up there, and it made like getting ready so overwhelming. So I got rid of all of it. Now I just have like all of my like cute little like handbags and heels. A lot of girls on Instagram now are like starting like organizing little businesses where they come and like organize your space. So I really want to get someone over to organize my cupboard and also my kitchen pantry as well. Today's training fit is this CSB set. The color's called Coast and it is just the perfect summer set, so I'm gonna wear it today because it is the perfect summer's day and I need to fix my hair. It is so salty and gross, but I'm gonna get that up. I'm not sure if it's like obvious to you guys, but it is to me. On Saturday I used this blonde shampoo. It's like an Olaplex one that my hairdresser gave me, and I can't remember if she said either don't leave it in for long, it's really strong, or you can leave it in for long, it's not strong. I can't remember which one she said, but I put it in for like 5 seconds and I was like rubbing my hair, and I never use blonde shampoo. I was just like, I thought I'd just, you know, treat myself. Put it in my hair and I look at my hands and they're like stuck purple, and I was like, oh no, if my skin is purple, my hair is 100% purple. So I like rinsed it out. My hair was like literally bright purple and I freaked out. I had to wash it out like 6 times with my other shampoo. I didn't even want to wash my hair that day, so it ended up being like the biggest hair wash I've ever done. But ever since then my hair is just like super ashy and it's like a completely different blonde. I don't really like it, but I do think it blends really a lot better into like my dark roots. Boyd likes it, but my hair previously was a lot more golden and now it's like white / grey. So this morning's gym session is like my first session back at my gym with my coach, training normally since I left for like holidays on the like 18th, 19th of December, and now it's the 7th of Jan. And I did train while I was away, but I honestly don't feel like I did a single like good session because I didn't realize how strange some of my training sessions are. They're like, just the exercises are so random and the equipment that I need is so random and like not in commercial gyms. So pretty much every single session I did was just like, I had to change stuff and I didn't really go away from a single session feeling like that was a good session because everything was just not what it was programmed. So I'm so excited to be back today and back into just normal routine, and just training is just going to feel so much easier, and I'm honestly so grateful. And I'm also training earlier than normal this morning because I have a meeting today at 10. I feel so dirty right now. I have hair in my mouth, I have sand in my hair, but it's fine. Also, I feel like I should recommend this hairspray because I have the worst baby hairs, so I like to slick back my pony every morning. This hairspray, I got it from Savory, and it's just like so nice and lightweight. It doesn't leave your hair feeling like so, what's the word? Like hard and crispy. And then I just use like a toothbrush. Obviously I don't brush my teeth with this to slick it back because a hairbrush just like, I just can't get the hang of it. Today's gym session is my big one. Because I've been racing like every weekend. We've been kind of putting like all the big like nervous system depleting exercises, everything big on a Tuesday. So this is like a very large gym session. I think it's the same as other weeks, but I pretty much got like bounds, cleans, bench press, back squats. Like I've got like all my compounds in one day, and it's a lot, and the session takes ages. And then Thursdays is like super chill. I have like split squats off pins and pull-ups, and that's pretty much it. I'm currently only training in the gym twice a week as well because I am racing most weekends. I'm not racing this weekend, but I did race on Saturday like 2 days ago, and I actually like coming off the back of the last vlog, if you saw that, and how I was pretty much talking about how bad I was racing. I finally had a good race, so I feel like I'm leaving that in 2024. I got home on Friday night from driving back from Sydney, raced Saturday morning, so I'd been home for like 12 hours, and honestly it almost felt like that's all I needed to start running well again, just getting back into routine for like a couple hours. And I didn't win or anything, but I was really happy with how I executed. I don't think I could have raced any better, and given that I'd been in the car for the past like 24 hours, I've been out of routine for like 3.5 weeks, I was happy. So I feel like I'm back to my normal self and really motivated to work hard. And yeah, so many races coming up in Jan, so I'm just going to look forward to this weekend off and chilling and training normally. And then I race next weekend in Manly, the week after on the sunny coast, and then the week after that in Melbourne. So we got a big month ahead. I'm just going to make up a little pre-workout. So good. Banana for the road, and we're good to go. Okay, something about training in the first week of Jan is just so inspiring. I just love this time of year so much, and I wish that I could feel this motivated throughout the whole year. There's no reason why I wouldn't, but I guess motivation is something that comes and goes, and it's discipline that is going to get you the results that you want. But there's just like also such a good vibe in our house at the moment, so I'm just like chilling at the moment. But Boyd's actually doing 75 hard, started yesterday, so today's day 2. So if you don't know the rules of 75 hard, it's 2 45-minute workouts a day. One needs to be outdoors, so like the morning walk he just did, number 1. You need to follow a diet of some sort. You need to read 10 pages a day, like no alcohol, I think like no cheat days or whatever, and take a progress photo every single day. So that's what he's doing as a little like New Year kickstart. I'm sort of like doing, I feel like my lifestyle is very similar to 75 hard. Like I walk and then I pretty much have training every single day. I don't follow a diet, but I eat well. I don't read it, all that, but I don't drink. I feel like at the moment, heading into 2025, doing something as strict as 75 hard is just not what I want to do. I actually want to do quite the opposite and be a little bit more balanced and just have a little bit more fun in my life and everything. I feel like I had a very rigid end to 2024, so I am definitely not doing 75 hard, but I'm helping Boyd do it and I'm excited for him. And I've also been meal prepping for Oakley. So Oakley is becoming a health king. He lost like so much weight while we were in Melbourne because he was like off lead with my family dog like every single day. My mum walks my family dog like 3 times a day. So Oakley was getting so fit and eating so well. So all the food that my mum prepared for Oakley, I am now doing here, and yeah, he's thriving. He looks like such a skinny legend, and Oakley has been pretty overweight for most of his life, so it's good to see. I have just come to the realization that training on my own is never anywhere near as intense as training with my coach. I failed almost every single exercise today. Like my back squats, we did like sets of 5 at 100 kilos, 4 sets of 5. Failed the last rep of every single set. I'm also just like a little bit flat last night, like getting back into running. My hip flexors are abs so cooked because I'm really focusing on my technique at the moment. I race on the weekend, so I'm not as fresh as I thought, but I didn't think it'd be that hard. And then my cleans, we dropped the weight. I only was doing 75 and I didn't fail any reps, they weren't that ugly, but they weren't as clean as I thought they'd be. Bench press, failed nearly every single rep on the last set, every single last rep of each set. And then I had to leave early and miss the last few exercises because I got to get to my meeting. And I had a lot to catch up on with my coach, and we talk a lot. So that session took an hour and a half and I didn't even finish it. So that's all right. On to the next thing today.
Okay, your girl definitely trained hard.
So one of my ins for 2025 is Savory breakfast. And anyone that knows me well, or if you've been following along, I have had the same breakfast, which is my chocolate overnight protein oats, for coming on 5 years now. And don't get me wrong, I still love them to death. They're still my favorite thing ever, and I actually want to figure out how I can have them and this as well. But while we were away, obviously we went out for like nearly every meal, went out for breakfast all the time, and every single morning I would get like eggs, poached eggs, avocado, smoked salmon on toast, and I just felt amazing and so much more satisfied. Not so much in terms of like hunger, like obviously it did fill me up, but I just felt so good. So I've been having it at home and I obviously still feel amazing. I just feel like maybe I'm loving having like a higher fat breakfast to start off my day. I don't know, even just it being savory, I just feel so good. So I'm gonna show you the spread that I've made and I've been having every single morning, and I'm so obsessed with it. But I do miss my oats, and if I'm ever on the go, I'm still going to be having my oats. Since my mornings are a bit slower and more chill this week, I have had the flexibility to make my breakfast. So we've got English muffins. This one is goat's cheese, smoked salmon and capers. This one is like smashed avo, poached egg, and also everything bagel seasoning. Oh, I think that's really good. It's not too runny. It's like runny enough so I can like cut it in half and put it on that one. And then we've got mushrooms cooked in butter, so good, nice and greasy, salty, so good. And then some strawberries because I just love my morning straws. Well, this breakfast is so good.
Yes, it's mine.
You like yours?
Yeah.
Did you have ham today?
Yeah.
Just eggs and tomatoes?
Mm-hmm.
Yum. And avocado, thanks. Excuse my messy house, but we are en route to our exciting meeting. I can't really disclose what it is, but it's something that was on my vision board last year, and it did start last year, but things take time and it's happening in 2025. So I'm going for an exciting meeting. It's a little, what's it called? Go to market plan meeting. So basically something is being launched this year. Can't tell you what it is. You can probably guess what it is, but I'm so excited and so excited to hear more information about when it's all going to happen. But I'm going to head off now. My top is from CSB. It's like quite new, a little strapless, comes with matching pants, and it's so cute, so comfy. My jeans are from H&M. H&M have the best jeans. These are the curvy, baggy fit ones. So they're pretty much long as, they're like not huge around the waist, but oh my God, my camera card ran out. But basically best jeans ever, and they're only like $60 as well, which is so good for like, I think they're like great quality jeans and they're not like 200. So many colors, so many washes, they're the best. And then I'm just wearing my Birks and lots of jewelry. OMG! Things are exciting. Oh my God. Firstly, I'm not in the nude. I'm sure you're aware of that, but wow. I really need to just take some time to digest the cool shit that's happening. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later when I get home. But last year I made the mistake of being so go and so stressed that I didn't absorb anything cool and fun. Like no cool opportunities felt as cool as they should have felt. So I'm just going to sit in my car for a couple minutes and just digest that meeting because there's so many cool things happening and I want to experience the whole lot of it. And I'm so excited. Oh my God. Oh my God. Also, the weather is slaying today. It is 29, sunny, not a breath of wind, and I might go to the beach. So my manager just texted me saying that there's something at the door, like a gift. There's nothing here. Let's go hunting. Hey Boyd, is there something downstairs? Ah. Who's that from? From you? She did not say that. Hi Liv, thank you for being such a special part of Naked Harvest in 2024. Your support has meant the world to us and we can't wait to create more magic with you in 2025. With love, the Naked Harvest team. That's so nice. And they're so stunning. So I just did some emails on the deck. And this is my current face. It's like I was so cold the whole time we were in Melbourne, Adelaide while we were away, and now I just can't hack the heat. It's like I acclimatized in like a week. Like the amount of showers I have a day right now is ridiculous. I'm over it, but I also love it and I'm not complaining, and I do not want summer to ever end, but I just can't stay clean. Shower after the beach, shower after gym. Now I need another shower, and then I need another shower before bed. Ridiculous. First of all, welcome to my spare room. But since this is my first vlog of 2025, which I keep labeling all my new things 2024 still, I just like honestly feel like I've been ripped off of so many years when we were in lockdown, and ever since then I just don't know what year it is, so bear with me if I stuff up my words. But I thought we could have a little chat about 2025 goal setting, habits, because I just love this time of year. Also a bit of like a 2024 reflection, because I've sort of kept this to myself and thought it could be valuable to share with you guys. And I also have like so many little fun like little tips and tricks that I'd love to share with you guys to make your, I guess, goal setting 2025 self the best experience it could possibly be. Okay, so on New Year's Eve when I was in Adelaide, like this was only like 7 days ago, but I feel like on New Year's Eve everyone on Instagram posts this like really fun reel with like all these videos, highlights of the year. Like I almost feel like there's like a bit of a pressure to post on that day, and I actually spoke about that with my friend Taya the other day when we went on a morning walk, about how it's like, why does it feel like stressful and like an obligation to like create this really cool reel to upload on New Year's Eve, and it's just like this unnecessary stress. But anyways, I got caught up in that. I was making a little like Canva little like collage of every single month, and I was gonna upload a carousel and be like, swipe to see like a dump of every month of the year. And as I was creating them, I was like, okay, I actually did not really do that much last year. And I'm only saying that because I'm seeing so many people post all these cool years, like traveling, achieving these amazing things, like, I don't know, starting families, buying houses, and I'm obviously comparing myself to theirs. And I'm not saying I didn't have a good year. Like I feel like I achieved so much, and so much of like my vision board came to life, but I just get so caught up in comparing my year to others, and then because of that I feel like my year wasn't that good. And it was great, don't get me wrong, but also upon reflection I've realized that last year like I don't think I actually like lived at all last year. I was so fight or flight, I was so stressed, and like it was one achievement onto the next that I never actually like let myself feel anything, which sounds so deep. And I never got to like experience the achievements that I achieved. It was always like not good enough, or like, okay, tick that off, onto the next. But because I wasn't actually like living in the moment, and I wasn't having like slow to myself present time, I was just hustling and hustling and hustling all throughout the year. I didn't get to actually like experience like the joys and the excitement of achieving those things. It just didn't feel as exciting as it should have felt. Like also when I was creating those little collages, that so many highlights of my year were literally just achievements, which is so great, but there weren't like so many awesome memories throughout the year because I didn't let myself experience them. And I was in such like a work mode and like a hustle mode, which obviously is completely my own fault, but I feel like it doesn't help living on the Gold Coast. I feel like there's such a massive hustle culture, and everyone is like very entrepreneurial and successful, and people are achieving incredible things that sometimes you just feel like you aren't good enough when you do live here, which there's positives to that. But also I feel like I definitely got stuck comparing, and not like competing against other people, but competing against myself and never being satisfied with what I achieved. So when I was creating these little collages, I was kind of like sat with it for a while, and I was like, honestly, I don't want to share this. Like, I don't want other people to feel like me and compare my, like, your year to mine and feel like yours isn't good enough. And I also feel like I'm comparing mine to other people. And yeah, it was just like a whole strange experience. So I didn't end up sharing it, and maybe I will at some stage, or maybe I'll just leave it to next year. And I don't think it's a bad thing sharing a recap of your year, but also one of those things where obviously people are only going to share the highlights of their year, and I feel like I didn't really do anything awesome and fun until like September for about a month. And then November, December were like 2 of the most stressful months of my life, and I didn't actually enjoy anything that I really did. It was just like, yeah, it's hard to explain. And so I thought I would go through some of my 2025 goals for this year. A lot of them are like quite personal that I will keep to myself, but I thought I would share a few that maybe you guys can even hold me accountable for. But as I mentioned and touched on, stress. So for like my mental health sort of goals, I'm going to start with that. Stress is something that I experience a lot, and I don't like to talk about it online, and I don't like to come on and talk about it here because I don't want to come across as like ungrateful and that my life is super hard, because it's not. And I create so many unnecessary stresses in my life that convinces myself that my life is so much harder than it is. Like literally everything. The smallest work task feels so huge, so significant, so hard. Like I know I can do it, but it just never feels like things get easier. Even like if I'm catching up with a friend for a walk, it doesn't become an enjoyable experience. It becomes something quite stressful for me, and I can't figure out how to squeeze it into my like calendar, and it's just this whole ordeal of emotions. And I think that's why last year was the year that it was for me. And a really bad habit that I have is constantly filling my calendar and not being satisfied unless my calendar is completely full, which also, so then I fill my calendar and then I'm stressed, and it's just this recurring cycle. And I almost feel like my whole year, and this is something I've experienced my whole life as well, it's not something I like developed last year. I've been stressed like throughout my schooling years, primary school, high school, uni. It's just worse now because I think because I work for myself, and I've just become probably more of a perfectionist, and there is no limit to what I do. I feel like in school, like there's only so much you can achieve. Like obviously if you get the top mark, you can't go beyond that, whereas when you're working for yourself, you can achieve all your work, but you can still always do more, and that's my problem. While I was away and I was switching off, I was sort of trying to figure out my stress problems a lot. And I don't know if it actually is like maybe anxiety, and it's like feelings of anxiousness when I'm out of control of something, or I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. But I really want this year to slow down, step back, and just enjoy what I do. Like enjoy making little videos, enjoy my morning routine. Like this morning, I feel like that's the first time I've actually done that, and sort of like been a little bit more flexible in my routine. I was so rigid at the end of last year, and I heard this quote last night when I was listening to a podcast that if you're too rigid, things can't move. So you're always gonna be stuck where you are if you're so rigid. Like you need to be flexible to be able to allow like new things to come your way and to experience new opportunities. So I want to work on it myself, and if I can't work on it myself, then I think I'm actually going to go and see someone and talk about it, because it's kind of like, not to be dark and to be really dramatic, but my stress is like literally ruining my life. And I feel like I am such a healthy person. Like I train hard, I eat well, all the small habits like drinking water, morning sunlight, but I feel like everything I do doesn't count because of the level of stress I experience. And obviously stress is like an underlying cause of so many health problems, and I don't want to be an unhealthy girl because I'm just stressed all the time. And I'm only 23. Why am I so stressed? I should be living my best life. And I feel like because I am always so stressed or anxious or whatever it is, I'm not in a position to like accept cool new fun opportunities and make new friends and do fun things on the weekends, because I don't let myself, because I'm so like tense all the time. So yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail about it. It's just something that I deal with. I don't really talk about it, but I'm so stressed and it affects so many aspects of my life. The level of stress I experience like doing something as simple as going Christmas shopping or like walking my dog and only having to do that for the whole day is just as stressful as I felt when I was doing like year 12 exams. And it's a problem, so we're going to work on that this year, because I want to be happy and I want my relationships to thrive, and I want to be open to fun things this year and actually live like a 20-year-old. And sort of on a similar topic, I thought I would go through some little lifestyle and personal goals. So when I first moved to the Gold Coast, those first few months 3 years ago were like, I was on top of the world. I was the happiest I've ever been. I was doing so many fun things. I was going surfing, having sunset dinners, going to the beach every single day. And I want to feel like that again. Like, I moved to the Gold Coast for this lifestyle, and for the past like 2 years, I may as well have stayed in Melbourne because I feel like I don't really do Gold Coast things anymore. And that's literally why I moved my life here. So I want to do that again. It's not that hard to like, and all those things are so simple, and I think that definitely comes down to just being a little bit more flexible in my routine and not being so rigid all the time. And like, I have the beach at my literal doorstep, and I do my sunrise walk, but I could go there and do my work. I could go have dinner there. I could go for a sunset swim, but I don't let myself do that. So that's something I want to do in terms of like lifestyle. I also want to be a little bit more confident. I feel like that's something that I really lack. You guys really won't believe me and probably think that I show up so confident, and honestly, I'm in my bedroom on my own. I'm obviously going to be confident, but in like a social setting, I'm not. I still feel the same as when I first started social media, and that like everyone's judging me, and like, I don't know, I just, even when like so many of you guys I appreciate so much come up to me in public and like say that you recognize me and say all these nice things, and I'm like, I don't even know how many years into doing social media now, but it still feels like as strange and as weird as it did the first time it happened. And I think that's because within, I'm so not confident in who I am that I'm like, why do people like look up to me, and why do people come up to me, and why do they like my things? Like, I just don't understand. And I think I just need to accept it and be more confident in myself, not basically just like stop caring what other people think, and realize that like I am having an impact on some people and not everyone is judging me, basically. So I need to work on that big time. And then some physical goals. So most of them are quite personal. They're very specific to do with running, and I'm just going to keep them to myself because I don't want to jinx myself and then have them not happen. But something in the gym that I really want to achieve this year is a 95 kilo power clean, hang clean, whatever kind of clean. I'm just going to get 95 kilos off the ground and onto my arms. That's going to happen this year, and you guys are going to come along for the journey. It's not like my major goal, but it's just something in the gym that's going to keep me coming back motivated and keep things exciting. These are also obviously quite personal. I'm not going to share like every single detail, but I really want this year to buy an investment property. That is a goal of mine. And I also want to become an investing queen. So I have been listening to a lot of like investing financial sort of podcasts, and I am very inspired. I definitely have a like scarcity mindset around money, and I hate spending money. I just like to keep my money in my bank account, and I want to sort of take a little bit of a risk this year and start investing for future me. So that's something I'm going to do. Probably won't talk about it too much because I'll probably seek help for that because I'm not very experienced, but thought I'd touch on that. So how I structure my goals every single year, I'll show you on my notes app. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I pretty much just write out all my goals. I'm not going to show them because obviously they're my goals, but I've got like a bunch of little subtopics. So my word of the year, my word is surrender. So I want to step back, let things come to me, be more flexible, go with the flow, breathe, be less stressed, just have fun. So my word is surrender. And just surrender to whatever happens, and good opportunities will come my way, basically. And then I've got a bunch of subtopics. So I've got work, I've got a few little brands that I'd love to work with, I've got sport/training, financial, and personal goals. And I pretty much just have subtopics. I've got that little like icon on the notes app where it's like that circle, and if you click it, it ticks, so I can tick them off as I go. And if you do it in your notes, you're never gonna lose it as well. Then this year, as something different, I've also done little monthly goals. So I've just made a little subtopic called January, and I've got a bunch of goals, habits, I've got a no list, and I've got a bucket list. So I thought I could go through some of them. So starting off with habits, maybe a glass of water before I have caffeine. I did that this morning. I find it so hard, but I'm just gonna do it just as a little like challenge. I actually like don't struggle having caffeine first thing in the morning. Another thing is my Savory breakfast. I'm gonna do it for a month, see how I feel. Unless I'm like racing or on the go, I'll have my oats, but really loving them. I'm also I'm not fully quitting, but I'm treating Coke No Sugar and Pepsi Max as alcohol. So it's like a sometimes thing. During the festive season, obviously there's a lot of alcohol going around and I don't drink, so I was having a lot of Pepsi Max and Coke No Sugar, and it was kind of ridiculous. So we're going off it. We're having kombucha, we're having coconut water, which I don't love, but I'm forcing myself to like pretty much. Or I'm just having water, which is not hard this time of year because it's so damn hot. I'm also doing a Sunday review. Every Sunday afternoon I put it in my calendar, writing down for the week what went well, what needs work, and what will I do different next week. And while I'm on the topic of habits, I actually bought this little journal from Kiki K. If you see this video, get onto it fast. This is not sponsored or anything. I buy these every single year, but they just sell out really fast. Last year I used their wellness journal. This year I'm using their self-care diary. The only difference is rather than in the wellness journal, there's a part where you can write what meals you're gonna eat that week. The self-care one says moments for me. So like things that you're doing for yourself, which I feel like resonates with me a little bit more this year than the meals, because I eat the same thing every day, so I was never really writing in that. But I thought I would show you the journal because it's really cute and it's not too expensive. I got it 25% off, so it was like $35, and it lasts the whole year. So here it says this week's self-care focus, and then there's how I'm feeling, your steps, which I don't really track my steps, but if you do, you might like that. Hours slept, important, and then the moments for me for every day of the week. Then there's the daily gratitude / highlight. So I do this in the morning. So normally it's just like what I'm grateful for that day. Then there's positive habits, and there's a little like habit tracker at the bottom so you can tick things off. So that's where I put in like my glass of water. This week I've got like savory breakfast. I've got breathe before I react. Things like that. All your little habits. I've got no screen time for the first hour I wake up. Then this part says who I'll connect with this week, which is really important to me because I want to see people more often throughout the week. So I write that down, and sort of just like people that I might reach out to catch up for a walk. And then on the other side, there's just like every day of the week, there's a hydrate thing. So you can circle how many cups of water you had. And in here, I sort of just like write all like training things, self-care sort of things. It's not my calendar. I use my Google Calendar for that. And then there's a little monthly reflection, how I'm feeling, 3 things I'm grateful for, things I've noticed and learned, challenges I've faced, how can I overcome these challenges, and what will I do differently next month. So it's kind of like my Sunday review, but there's one for the end of every month. And then at the start of every month, there's like a full calendar, and there's a few questions saying self-care goals this month, what I'm looking forward to, and just any notes and thoughts. Then there's also like a notes part at the very back of the diary and a bunch of goal setting stuff. And it's just like awesome. They also have really good diaries as well on the website called Papier, but they're quite small and they don't last the whole year. So you might need to buy a couple, but they're so aesthetic. They're very cool, gradient sort of color on the front. So that's my little recommendation. Then I've got a no list. First one, stressing over work. Girl, you've had a few weeks off. Don't be stressed. That's my promise to myself. Then I've also got reacting before thinking. I'm a very reactive person, so that's a goal. And I've also got not giving 100% every single rep at training, because I think I have fallen into the trap of training but not actually training hard. Like I do my session and I tick it off, but sometimes I don't really train with intention. Things that I want to do this month, and they're so small, but it's just like a few. It's so easy to get caught up in work every week and not doing fun things, and on your weekends just chilling because you're so tired because you work so hard throughout the week. So a few things that I want to do that I really want to tick off is I want to have a barbecue dinner at home. We have a barbecue and we've never used it. I want to have a sunset beach dinner. I want to go to a hot Pilates class. I want to walk with someone new. I want to have breakfast at Black Dingo, which is where I hosted my Naked Harvest Pilates event. Such a cool cafe down in Coolangatta, and I want to get brekkie there. And I also want to get lunch. I can't remember what it's called. It's right next to the Move With Us office, and they have this like soba noodle chicken salad that looks so yum, and I've been meaning to go forever. So I put that on my little bucket list as well of things I want to do. Now for the fun part, let's chat vision boards. So I did mine over the weekend. On Saturday night I raced. Boyd went and played lawn bowls with his friends, and I stayed home and had a little vision board night, and it was so fun. So how I do my vision boards, I go on Pinterest and I pretty much just find photos that match what I want to achieve, what I want my life to look like next year, goals if I can find an image that matches that. Literally anything. Some of them make absolutely no sense, but they look cool and I want my life to look like that, basically. On Pinterest, they have the best photos. It's so much easier than like going on Instagram. You can like search something, just say like you want to go to Europe with your friends or something, just search like Euro summer aesthetic. The photos that come up are crazy. honestly, it's also so weird. Like sometimes I'll search like, I don't know, fitness aesthetic, and it will come up with a photo of me from my story like 4 years ago. I don't know who these people are, but there's girls out there that screenshot stories and put them on Pinterest. So now whenever I post a story, I'm like, just be warned, Olivia, this might end up on Pinterest, which is so crazy. Also like so wild to see myself on Pinterest. That will never get old, but it's just so cool. I love Pinterest. It's the best. Great for inspo, great for mood boards, great for quotes as well. So I thought I would show you. So I pretty much go on Pinterest. I create a board called 2025. I put everything in there that I want to achieve, and then I download the photos and I put them on Canva. I just open a blank canvas on Canva and I just dump the photos on there and kind of move them around and make them look good. So I thought I would show you guys my vision board. I pulled a few things out of it that I don't want to share, but it still looks pretty much the same. Okay, first of all, just don't comment on my dirty laptop because I know it's dirty. So let's go through it. Oop, that's my toe. Okay, so this photo here is in the US somewhere, and it is a rooftop Pilates. I thought that looked so cool, so I put it on there. I would love to go to an event there. Here, this is Boston, and it is my dream to go to the Whoop HQ, which is based in Boston. So I put a photo of Boston on there. This is like what I mean by vision boards. Like it doesn't kind of have to make sense. Like this has nothing to do with Whoop, but it's Boston, and that's where I want to go, and that's where Whoop are. This photo here and this photo here, they're kind of just like designing team meeting things. I just want to do something a little bit different work-wise this year. Start something new, something big, start planning something. So that's what those photos sort of mean. This one here and this one here, Sydney, Bondi, Bronte. I had the best time in Sydney and I want to spend more time there, so I put those on there. Oh, same with that one as well. This one and this one represent Europe. I think I'm ready to go to Europe. We'll see. I think it might be a spontaneous thing, but that's what they represent. I think they're both in Greece. This one here is about not being stressed. So I put that on the side there. Then here, Air One. It is my dream to go to LA, specifically Air One. This has been on my vision board for like 3 years, and I think it's time we actually make it happen. Here is also like a Euro summer, kind of like girls' dinner thing. Here is the US. Here is pull-ups. I actually want to bring out a pull-up program at some stage this year, so that's a goal of mine. Here is flying, just to represent travel. Podcast studio, I want to go on more podcasts. I also want to work from cafes more often instead of at home. I want to play more tennis on the weekends. Here is like a sunrise swim sort of photo. I definitely did that today. And yeah, I'd love to do that with like friends and make that a more regular thing. Here, this has been on my vision board for a few years. It is my dream car. It is a sage green Land Rover Defender, and it's not a goal of mine to buy it this year, but it's a goal of mine to have it at some stage in my life. Here is like a photo of Keys, like investment property sort of vibe. The track, because it's just a part of my lifestyle. This, I'm not like eating the whole foods diet, but I do want to like minimize how much artificial sweeteners I consume. So that's what that represents. And also like, I don't know, it just looks really delicious, so I thought I'd put it on there. 444, my little angel number. I feel like I see this everywhere, and it's been like, I guess a little bit of like a source of like hope throughout so many years, so that's on there. This is just like a little YouTube photo because I want to upload a YouTube video every single day for the whole year. Soul Cycle, I want to go to a Soul Cycle class in the US. This is a photo that says good morning in Miami, Florida. I really want to go to Florida. And this is in California. Also really want to go to California. There's a little travel thing. Then I've got a few little quotes. This one says live more, care less. That's literally what I want to do. Old ways won't open new doors. Basically just doing different shit this year. Sometimes you got to surrender so you can be open to receive. Very similar. Control how you respond to things, sent to destroy your peace. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. And then this one says I can and I will, just having more confidence in myself and my abilities. And this one, slow down, you're doing fine. So basically all the quotes are very similar about slowing down and just being open to receive things. Okay, and I just want to wrap up with one last thing. So I was really stuck when I was doing my goals for this year. I kind of like had a few goals in mind, but I didn't really know what I wanted, like more so outside of achievements. So I used ChatGPT, is that how you say it, for the first time. I've never used it because I don't really need to. And I saw this on TikTok and it actually helped my goal setting so much, just in terms of like articulating what I wanted. So I saw this girl post this and I'm going to share it with you, and I'm also going to pop this in the YouTube description. So if you want to do this, you can just copy and paste it and pop it into ChatGPT. But I was amazed at this thing. Like, wow, I feel like I am like such like an old person and just so behind the times with technology. But this is what I put into chat. I'm not even going to try and say it. I said, I want to create my goals and vision for 2025. Please guide me through this process by asking me 10 questions one by one. And when I'm done answering my 10th question, please write my dream life story for 2025, what my affirmation for 2025 will be, and then my top 4 goals broken down into, and this was specific to me, but work, sport, financial, and personal. And obviously you can change that for you. It might be your top 5 goals, and you might include like relationships, uni, school, fitness, nutrition, whatever they are. And it was really helpful. They literally asked me 10 questions. It might have been like, one of them was like, tell me about your dream day. What would that look like? What do you want like your relationship to look like? And you can get as specific as possible. And it was so helpful. And my affirmation for 2025 that ChatGPT told me was, I'm thriving in all areas of my life, healthy, confident, and successful. I embrace the journey, enjoy the process, and remain grounded and open to the flow of life. Every day I grow stronger physically, emotionally, and mentally, and I attract positive, supportive relationships and opportunities. I'm worthy of all my dreams, and I create a life full of joy, adventure, and fulfillment. So yeah, that's my little chat. That went for so long, and I'm so sorry, but that's kind of what I wanted to create this video about. Hope that helps you. Let me know if you have any questions about anything, but otherwise let's continue on with the day. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. It is lunchtime, and then we're going to go out and run some errands. I also had a little bit of editing to do today, but I'll do that tomorrow because I don't need to stress over something that, well, I mean, I can control it, but we're just easing into the first week of work. Like, I did not start the week feeling refreshed. I feel like I just got back from being away, just getting back into routine. So we're just going slow this week. Next week and the week after are really going to pick up, and the end of Jan is a huge month. So I'm just taking it easy because I can, and it's not worth stressing about. Before I make my lunch, I'm just spending a little bit of time on my emails and reviewing the new Move With Us challenge that starts in like 6 days on the 13th, Monday the 13th of Jan. So excited. There's 4 coaches. There's pretty much 4 challenges happening within the one, and you can either pick a team. So there's like a strength team, which is me. There's Annabelle's, which is hybrid. There's Rachel's, which is like busy girl sculpt, so like quick gym workouts. And then there's also Millie, the new coach, doing Pilates fusion. And you can either pick a team and just do our like 6-week challenge, or if you need a little bit more variety in your training, you can sort of chop and change throughout the week. So I'm taking strength. It is my favorite program I have programmed at Move With Us. It is like pure strength, and it is very focused on compounds. Rather than having like a lower body day, a full body day, an upper body day, you have like a compound lift day. So there's a squat day, there's a bench day, there's a deadlift day, and there's a hip thrust day. 4 gym sessions a week. There's 1 like steady state cardio day, like mobility, but otherwise it's just 4 a week, because I only do a couple sessions a week, and I feel like quality is so much more than quantity when it comes to strength training. And if it means that you can like have a few extra days to do other things, to either recover, or if you're like a running girl and want to run on those days, I've accounted for that. But obviously the challenge launches in a couple days, so I'm just jumping on the app to make sure everything is all good. So this is what a week at Move With Us looks like. And this is my little challenge. So it starts off, every session starts off with a little bit of steady state cardio. It's like 2 minutes warm up. Then there's a mobility circuit, and then we have a squat day. If you're feeling a little bit lost, or you want to change things up, or you just want something that's really good value for money and have programs, challenges throughout the year, recipes, meal guides, then Move With Us is the way to go. So I'm going to approve of all my workouts, make sure that's all done, and then we're gonna make our lunch. So my chicken nourish bowl all began in 2023, and it is still coming with me into 2025. I've had this like almost every single day for, yeah, like 2 years now, and I'm so obsessed with it. And like every like couple months I just like make little additions, so newest additions to it. It's actually just like rice, chicken, roast veggies, and a bunch of condiments. Pickled veg, pickled onion came in last year, olives have come in, and the newest addition is beetroot. My palate is just like honestly getting so much more mature every single week. Beetroot was something that only my mum likes. Beetroot. Disgusting. Now I love it. This is my Nourish bowl. Delicious. I just want to reiterate that I do love what I do. I don't want it to come across that I'm so stressed all the time because I don't actually enjoy what I do. That's not the case. That's just what goes on in my head. And I also want to remind you that routines are still great. I'm not like canceling routines. I just think my like happiness revolves on my routines way too much. And it's like a bit excessive. So I still encourage like having morning routines, having night routines. I'm still going to, but just a little bit more flexible, a little bit more fun. So that's all I have to say. Having some electrolytes now. Proud of myself. I'm 2 days no Coke Zero, which I actually sound like I have a problem, but I kind of think I do at this rate. So go me. Bye, Oki. He gives me the biggest death stares every time I leave. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. He honestly looks so sad since we got back from Melbourne because he had like a best friend, and it's making it so tempting to get him a brother because this guilt is just so hard every single day leaving him, even though he's just sleeping because he had the biggest morning ever and he can't even keep his eyes open. It's just breaks my heart every time. Okay, this is mental. Thank you so much to all the brands that sent me this stuff. Okay, I do not want to do this at all, but we soldier on. Bargain. Good evening. Tonight is a in jammies by like 6 o'clock kind of night. I love these jammies too, so that's probably why, but I'm tired. It's been a big day. I'm slowly adapting to these 4 a.m. wake ups again, but honestly, like, was getting up at 10 while I was away. So it's a big jump. Don't recommend it. Always recommend easing into it, but I didn't do that, so whatever. It's like a dinner on the couch, Netflix kind of night for me. I do like my nights off at the moment. I'm very busy with training, so most nights I'm at the track. So I really appreciate my nights to myself. Tonight's dinner is a bit of a random concoction of roast pumpkin, roast potato. I've got a rump steak in there. I've got some zucchini, fried on the pan. Zucchini, capsicum, bok choy, and onion. And then I've got goat's cheese, avocado, pickled onion, pickled capsicum. And it's so good. I don't know how I came up with this, but this has been a very regular meal before I went away. Okay, just finished dinner, which means it's time for dessert. I don't understand how people, maybe this is just most people, but how people have dinner and then just leave it as dinner. I have to have a sweet treat. First step of my dessert, this is my favorite part, and it doesn't even involve eating. I got this ceramic bowl from Yochi. They sent it to me, so very grateful. And it's like the normal Yochi tub, but it's ceramic. So I make my little yogurt bowl in this, and I'm not trying to replicate Yochi, but it kind of just feels like I'm having it every single night. Okay, YoPro, my brother left this and forgot to pack it with him to Fraser Island, so thank you Jack for supplying this yogurt that I ran out of. Some cacao powder, just like a tiny bit because it's very rich, but wow, it's dark. So this year I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional with my food and like eat with purpose. So the reason why I added that is for the added magnesium, which is going to help me relax and sleep well, and for muscle recovery, etc. Like other things as well is like having more good fats for my hormones. Then I'm going to chop up some strawberries and then some frozen blueberries. And then we've got my chocolate peanut butter. Since I'm not having overnight oats at the moment, I feel like I'm missing out on having this, so I have this with my dessert because it's like actually the best thing in the world. It's like peanut butter mixed with Nutella. It's like a peanut base, but I don't know, it's just so damn good, guys. If you live in Australia or you have Mavers wherever you live, get it, but don't get angry at me if you start eating it from the jar, because this is me warning you, it's that good. You didn't see that. a little sprinkle. And here's my dessert.
Unless you're still interested in Sonia's proposal.
I'm gonna wrap up there. It's been a long day and I'm so ready for bed. It's 8:15 and I'm probably not gonna get up at 4 tomorrow because I'm trying to not be so rigid with my routine, and I think some extra sleep will do me well. And I also feel like walking at 6 AM is just as wholesome as walking at 4 AM, and if that means Boyd and I can walk together, then that would also suit me better as well. So yeah, a bit of a slow morning tomorrow. I actually haven't even looked at my to-do list tomorrow. I feel like a way that's going to help me like limit my stress is if I don't think about the future too much and worrying about things that aren't happening like right now. So I haven't looked at my to-do list. I'm just going to wake up and look at it once I've woken up, and hopefully that will ease a little bit of stress. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next week because we're doing it every single week.